It's wild. He sent a nude of himself, right, in the hospital toilets. When Marlene's brother says he can't do it, Debbie steps up to the plate. The ambulance guys come. They can't believe it. They knew it was serious as soon as they saw me. This is what Helen wrote. One said, "That's pretty bad. I need to call my colleague to get some ketamine." You shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't laugh. It's not nice. People's lives. People's lives. This. Hello everyone, cheering. Welcome to a brand new show on my YouTube channel that doesn't involve me eating food because, let's be honest, you were worried about me, I was worried about me, I don't need any more food eating content. I'm trying something a bit different today. I'm trying to do that thing where you throw enough shit at a fan, some of it sticks. Is it a fan? I'm trying a thing called Magazine Show, inspired by my girlfriend Becky, who sort of goes to WH Smith's before we fly away. On holiday, and she buys the sort of the tackiest, the weirdest, the craziest headlines you can imagine inside a magazine. Every week, I'm going to be picking one up at random at my newsagents, the ones with the bizarrest headlines, and we will chat about them. I'll do it in sort of top 3 stories of the week, yeah? I have got some belters for episode 1. It is a magazine called Take a Break. I'll show you it. I'm going to blur out that story there because it's a bit... just not nice, is it? You know, some stories will get blurred out because they're a bit too much. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of content, let me know. I'm going to get stuck in to our top 3 stories here. Leave a comment, leave a little like, tell a friend, subscribe. Let's get down to business. In at number 3, the headline is Wedding Swap. I'm interested. Let's go. Best friend got my kidney, I got her hubby. As a football fan, I read that headline and think, ooh, is this some sort of deal? You know, is this when Zlatan and Etu swapped? Is this, you know, Paul Pogba's agent going, oh, you want a kidney, you know, what's your wife doing on Tuesday? I was marrying my ex's hubby when I discovered there was something she needed from me. I've read this, I'm going to break it down to you bit by bit. The big players, you've got Debbie, you've got Marlene, and you've got Jim. All real, I've not just made that up. Marlene and Jim, they were a thing in the past. It's not going well anymore. They're getting a divorce, etc, etc. Jim is a boss somewhere. Debbie works with Jim. These stories are all written as the person, if you get me. So it's like Debbie has written this. So she talks about them first meeting eyes, and she says that Jim wanted to slowly build up a relationship with each other. Marlene wasn't too fussed. She's not fussed, Marlene, the ex. You know, she's got bigger fish to fry. Sadly, in this story, Marlene needs a kidney transplant. It's where it takes a bit of a turn, this. It's not as fun as it seems at the start. Things are definitely getting more romantic with Jim and Debbie. As I quote, then one day, Jim and I were out shopping when we passed a jeweller's. Jim paused to look in the window at some rings. He said, "I'd like to marry you." Debbie said, "I'd like to marry you too one day." I replied, "Then that's that then." So we're halfway through the story. Sadly, Marlene has got kidney problems. Marlene's brother was going to give Marlene the kidney. It's not working out. The tests aren't good. I assume you've got to have like the right parts to fit. You know, it's like putting a Honda Jazz engine into a Punto. It doesn't work. How about this then for a twist? When Marlene's brother says he can't do it because it won't work, Debbie steps up to the plate. She gets tested. Ladies and gentlemen, she can give Marlene the kidney. Round of applause for Debbie. The doctor says there's no time to wait. Let's book in the operation now. And this is where another bit of drama comes. Boom, boom, boom. The date was set 2 days after Debbie and Jim were going to get married. Debbie is honeymooning on a hospital ward. No one wants that. The ending to the story is lovely. Debbie and Jim had a lovely wedding. There was doves, not the band. There was a lovely vicar, apparently. Great spread. 2 days later, Debbie has got a kidney out. The operation was a success. And ladies and gentlemen, they are both best friends. From everyone here at the magazine show, I hope Debbie and Marlene and Jim, lucky Jim, have a wonderful, wonderful life. In at number 2 this week on the magazine show, we'll go with this headline. Randy Romeo was juggling 50 women and still had time for this. And in the front cover, there is an arrow pointing to a pregnant woman's belly. We turn to the correct page. Headlines changed a bit. They love this. It's clickbait for the older generation. 50 women and a Snapchat rat. Love it. Again, let me bring you to this story. I want to meet you the characters. You got Lucy, you got Ben, and then you've got the nameless 50 women. It's a whirlwind romance. It is the 21st century's version of Romeo and Juliet. Lucy was on Tinder one day, flicking through the phone, you know, swiping whichever way she fancied. Ben clearly got the right, because Ben and Lucy start hitting it off. Things move quickly, right? On the first night of texting, you know, he fancies a bit of dinner. She can't though. She's got the flu. Now, you need to know this because it's like foreshadowing what's about to come. The way that it's written, perfect. Ben says, listen, I'll come round and look after you. He's a gentleman. This is what Lucy says. When I opened the door that evening, I couldn't believe my luck. Ben was even better looking in the flesh than he was on Tinder. We chatted and listened to music all night whilst Ben took care of me because I had the flu. Oh, this is nice. We became a couple. This is it. Then, in that day, 1 month later, I started feeling unwell again. Ooh. I tapped out a message to Ben, which is weird. I don't think anyone has ever said I tapped out a message. It's not UFC, chokehold. I tapped out a message to Ben that wrote, can you get something for the shops for me after work? Ben replies, sure. What do you want? This is the boom moment. Lucy says, a pregnancy test. Lucy and Ben are having a baby. Congratulations. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cut the applause. Ben is doing the dirty. In red here, you can see highlighted, we can meet for a quickie. He's texting women that. That's not nice, is it? Lucy finds out because, and I quote, he was chopping veg one day and I went through his phone. Doesn't say what veg, you know, was it carrot? I don't know. She finds the messages. Ben asking other women for pictures, sending nudes. Next thing you know, he's out. Get out of here. Lucy's having none of it. Forces him out the door. Bye-bye. Lucy is now a single mum. Independent woman, don't need no man. It comes to the weeks of the pregnancy. She needs Ben. In this report, Ben was a rock. He was there for me day and night, day and night, day and night. He would do all sorts in that time period where she really needed him. He kind of pulled it back a bit in a way. Lucy, after Isabella was born, took him back. Is it going to be a happy ending to this story? No. Listen to this bit. This is the bit. I couldn't believe it. They have a little problem with Isabella. She's not feeling too well. Okay. They go back into the hospital. There's a period of time where Ben goes missing for 20 minutes. This is wild. Ben comes back. She knows there's something up. What have you been up to? Nothing said there and then. They go back home and she has what she says, a gut feeling. Now they're back home with the baby. He's now maybe in the kitchen. I don't know if he's chopping more veg. Maybe he's making a cup of soup. She goes through his phone again. And then she finds a message from earlier today. He sent a nude of himself. Listen to this. This bit is wild. He sent a nude of himself, right, in the hospital toilets. How the hell is he getting away with this? He's there, nud, like full on bang, balls out, everything. In the hospital toilets, his daughter and his, lover are in the other room, listening to the doctor's advice about what's wrong with her. And he's, cock and balls out, sending a woman who he's just met a picture of himself in the toilets. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's making me laugh, but I shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't laugh. It's not nice. It's people's lives. It's people's lives, this. The story ends now saying, Lucy says this, now I'm moving on. It hasn't been easy. Finding out the man I loved was a cheat was hard to accept. And that is story number 2 this week. In at number 1 this week on the magazine show is a crazy, crazy story. The headline got me. Roasting had cost me my leg. If only I'd skipped the broccoli. This is a whirlwind of a story. You've got to feel sorry for the main protagonist, Helen. She's so brave, but wow, wait till you hear this. Broccoli will be the death of me. When I popped out to get vegetables for my Sunday roast, I never expected my life would change forever. Helen's in a room with her daughter Jess and partner Andy. It's a Sunday afternoon, tipping point's probably on. They're just chatting about what's for dinner. Helen wants a Sunday lunch. There's some problems. They've got the other bits, but the veg, the low on veg. Helen says she got into a car and drove to the shop. She couldn't find the veg she wanted, so she needed to go to the Tesco's Express. I don't know why that. Anyway, I parked up and went inside and I bought 2 packets of those mixed broccoli, carrots and cauliflower things. Do you know, have you seen them before? They come like chopped up and you boil them. Anyway, 2 packets is a lot as well. If there's 3 of you, that's a lot of veg, isn't it? This is where things take a nasty turn. I headed back to the car park. It was dark and rainy and it was difficult to see where I was going. As I stepped up to the curb, something happened. My foot came down on the pavement and my knee bent backwards. What does that... What? That is rank. Helen said that she hit the ground, landed in a puddle. A girl appeared. I don't know who this girl is, but she's just appeared out of nowhere. And she shouted, "My leg's broken." Helen lying in agony. The girl sat next to me and told me to rest her head on her lap. But when I looked at my leg again, I realised my leg had actually snapped in 2. I've never broken anything in my life. People's hearts, yes. I don't know how it would be like if I was there on the floor just outside the Tesco's Express in a puddle on a girl's lap I've never met, 2 bags of veg, and I could see my leg had broken in 2. Andy arrived with Jess. They couldn't believe their eyes, apparently. It took 80 minutes. 80 minutes for the ambulance to arrive because it was non-serious. She broke a leg in 2? Who's not reporting that? The ambulance guys come. They can't believe it. They knew it was serious as soon as they saw me. This is what Helen wrote. One said, "That's pretty bad. I need to call my colleague to get some ketamine." What a conversation. He pulled up 20 minutes later in an Audi. She gets to the hospital. It's a bit of a nightmare, this. They try and sort her leg out. The doctors look at her X-ray like it's a piece of art. She says, "Look at this. I don't know how you've done it. You know, this is maybe a serious sporting injury. I've never seen anyone go to Tesco's Express and get this." She then starts to recover a bit. Something's not right, though. They patch her leg back up. They send her home. And Ellen's feeling, struggling a bit. She says she's got a fever. She can't keep anything down. What's going on? The GP says, actually, you need to get back in, see your doctor. She has got an infection on the parts of her leg that are broken. Now, I don't know much about white blood cells, but we should normally have 20 to 40. Helen says she has 400. The doctor knows now that something isn't right. There's a bit of an infection there on her leg. It all boils down to her walking from one ward to another where, and I quote, Helen says, "My leg has exploded. It was horrific, but I felt some relief. There was yellow liquid." Oh my God. There was yellow liquid everywhere and blood, like a cocktail. To cut a long story short, Helen lost her leg. It was touch and go at one point. The infection nearly took over, but she's fighting in there. She's staying strong. Well in, Helen. And what a way to end the magazine show. If you like this sort of content, I'll go and spend £1.10 again next week and bring you the 3 biggest headlines from these mental magazines. I've been Joe McGrath. Leave a subscribe. We'll be back. Another magazine show sometime soon. See you in a bit.